So you have learned how to use for loops to repeat one or more statements in your programs. Now let's dive deeper and see what this range function returns. So earlier you learned about the built-in type function. With this function, we can get the type of an object. So if I pass 5 here and run this program, this is what we get. So the type of this number or this object is int or integer. Now let's look at the type of the value that we get from the range function. So as an argument, we pass range of a number. Let's run this program. So this range function returns an object of type range. So in Python, we have primitive types like numbers, strings, and booleans, but we also have complex types. Range is an example of one of those complex types. Throughout this course, you're going to learn about a lot of other complex types. Now, what is interesting about this range object is that it's iterable, which means we can iterate over it or use it in a for loop. That is why we can write code like this. So this range function returns a range object, which is iterable, which means we can iterate over it. In each iteration, x will have a different value. Now, range objects are not the only iterable objects in Python. Strings are also iterable. So here we can add a string like Python. Now in each iteration, x will hold one character in this string. Let me show you. So print x, and I'm going to delete these 2 lines here. Let's run this program. So in each iteration, we'll get one character and print it. We have another complex type called list, which we use to store a list of objects. So we add square brackets. This indicates a list. Now we can add a list of numbers or a list of strings, like a list of names. You will learn about lists later in the course. So let's run this one more time. As you can see, we can iterate over lists. In each iteration, we'll get one object in this list. Now later in the course, I will show you how to create your own custom objects that are iterable. For example, you will learn how to write code like this. For item in shopping cart, print item. So shopping cart is going to be a custom object that you will create. It's not going to be an integer or a string or boolean. It's a custom object. It has a different structure. And we'll make it iterable so we can use it in a for loop. And in each iteration, we can get one item in the shopping cart and print it on the terminal.